All right, so Ralph Havens here, and I am lucky enough to be able to talk with Kelly. So, hi, Kelly.
Hi, Ralph.
Introduce yourself just a little bit. Tell us.
Sure. So my name is Kelly Hong Williams, and I'm a Tai Chi instructor. I used to live in Birch Bay, and so I met Ralph in Bellingham, and maybe about 3 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago.
I think so.
Yeah.
Cool, awesome, and so I know you've worked. They don't. People might not know you, of course, yet through me and my work, but I know we've interacted in different ways. Can you tell us a little bit about before we met, or when you met me, or when you heard about me, what you were looking for? Like, what kind of things were you dealing with? What was going on? Kind of the backstory.
Okay. I was looking. You know what? I can't even remember how I found you, but I know that I was looking for somebody who really understood energy work and could possibly answer some of my questions. And at the same time, my son was having a lot of issues with allergies, and so we came in to see you. And I remember the first time you did this thing. I had some stress, kind of like at the back of my neck, and that little triangle at the
Yeah.
back of my neck. And you stood behind me with a piece of paper. You did something with a piece of paper, and you put it close to my neck, and I could feel the tension completely drain away. And I thought, this guy is awesome. He really knows what he's doing. And it was instantaneous. And that's what really shocked me.
And you're a qigong teacher and a tai chi instructor, so
Yes.
you're used to energy work.
I'm used to energy work, and I'm very sensitive to energy work. And also, I remember leaving thinking, like I feel energy different levels away from the body. And it was the first time that I had felt um, a change in my energy really far out, like almost like in the sky. Whereas usually when I feel energy shifts, I feel it within my body and sometimes just outside of my body. And it was the first time I felt it so far away from the body. And I thought some major shift had happened. And I didn't understand it, but I knew it was pretty exciting. Yeah.
Wow, cool. And when you when you started interacting with me, then and I know you've seen me in different ways throughout the years here and there, and I haven't seen you in a while. But anything you want to talk about what you wanted out of sessions, or to see me, or what you wanted to accomplish? The just the stuff you were dealing with or trying to work on.
I know I was having trouble with my business, just having people find out about me, and having an issue of um, figuring out how to get myself out there. And I had a session with you, and I don't know, it might have been a group session. It might have been one of the ones that you do in Bellingham.
Oh yeah.
And it was within a couple of days, all of a sudden I started to get emails from people. And I couldn't figure out if it was because of you. And now looking back, I think it was. All of a sudden, it felt like there was something in the way, and then it wasn't there.
And so you felt like an energetic, you can sense things. So you felt something was in the way, and then you sensed that it had shifted. It wasn't in the way, kind of thing.
So that time I didn't, I don't think I perceived it necessarily on a physical level, but I knew it's almost like there was suddenly a flow that was there that wasn't before. Like something was
Oh,
blocking
interesting.
the flow, and things started to just happen a little bit more easily.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Um, Anything else you want to say about what you experienced working with me, or things you wanted, and whether they helped or didn't help, or just kind of anything else, any other experiences you want to share?
Well, I recently did the most recent thing that you've done, the misconceptions
Oh, right.
about manifesting.
Yes.
And I had I had gone through the first one, maybe the first or the second one, And then when you contacted me, I thought, oh, I should look at the whole thing.
I know, because you
And
just popped into my awareness. So I thought, oh, it's been a while, but I'm going to check in.
yeah, yeah. But it was neat because it was almost as though, because I was more focused on it, like the first time I watched that first video, I didn't notice as much. But all of a sudden, when I was more focused on it, things changed very quickly. Like again, the back of my neck. So I love it when, you know, with the testing and that kind of stuff. And so I did that. And again, my neck, there was a big release in my neck.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, it's cool. You've been watching those, the five videos. It came to me all in one morning. I thought, oh, I'm going to do 5 videos as a little series, and it's been really cool. So I'm glad you did it, and it's cool to hear what you noticed. Cool.
And it's great that you have all the different, it's like you're bringing all the different pieces together. Because I know, you know, all the stuff that you say, I feel like this is all stuff that I know.
Yeah.
But when you put it all together and when you really focus on it, it's totally different.
That's really interesting you say that. Yeah, that's what my experience has been too. Like as I look back through all this stuff, it's like I kind of knew all this stuff, but it's like I wasn't using it back a long time ago, and yeah, the whole parts together really work well. I'll make sure I include this 5-part video series when I show people stuff, because I think it's a really cool way to go through all these different ways of manifesting. It's the physical ways, the energetic ways, the mindset ways. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Any as you've been, you know, you do a lot of energy work, and then you did this the video series, the misconceptions to manifestation, and you've done group sessions with me and even some one-on-one sessions.
I know how I found you, Ralph.
Yeah.
It was through one of my students, and she had a shoulder issue that she'd had for many, many years, and she couldn't lift her arm up very much. And she had one session with you, and she was able to lift her arm all the way up. And she mentioned it to me in one of my classes, and I remember thinking, oh, I have to meet this guy.
I actually remember her now, because she went to one of your classes, and everybody was looking at her like, oh my God, you're lifting your arm up or something like that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad you remembered that. That is how we started. Very cool. I guess that's pretty good. Anything else that you have as far as like what you've noticed that shifted with interacting with me or this work, or whether it's on the videos or the group sessions or one-on-ones? Anything else that you've noticed that you would want people to know about?
So for me, I think the first time I met you, I was curious, but I wasn't ready. And it was almost as though it's strange, because I remember we had a session, and it was almost as though you placed somewhere in the future that we would connect again. And I don't know what gave me that impression, but I knew that we would be in touch again. And I feel like now I'm in a different place where the information, I'm just more ready for the information than I was before.
Oh, that's cool. It does. It does. And if people knew the backstory of like where you moved and everything else and what's going on, it would make even more sense. But yeah, I feel very connected to you too. And it's like, oh, there's something, you kind of know there's something going on. And I don't know what else is going on, but it's kind of cool. Yeah.
And that's the thing, like I didn't know what it was, and I still don't know exactly what it is, but I know it's there.
Yeah. Yeah, who knows? I mean, I love Qigong. I do it all the time, every day, I do Qigong. And so, and we both love some of the same things, some of the same places. So it's like, there's a connection for sure. Yeah, cool. Awesome. So, you know, there's anything else you want to say? You know, there's like the thing someone gets out of a session, you know, neck feels better, some epiphanies. And then there's sometimes there's a transformation, like, oh wow, life is different. Did you have any maybe intangibles or any other things that you've because you've already done so much deep work with your qigong and your tai chi. Anything else that showed up for you with this work?
I think a little bit more clarity. And I think because you are so clear, it makes it easier for the other person to become more clear.
That's a really good way to say things. That that will actually continue to help me with my work. Because you know how it is. You work on yourself a lot with your energy work, and I do. And as we do that, we're in such a different spot than if we didn't do that. Yeah.
And it occurred to me this morning that healing can be messy, and you kind of have to you kind of have to dig in your heels and hang on tight sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's a process. It doesn't happen overnight necessarily. Well, sometimes it can. Sometimes miracles happen. I've definitely seen miracles happen. But sometimes it doesn't happen just in one step. Sometimes sometimes you have to go around a couple of times before you really figure things out.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think that says it perfectly. It's been my experience too. Cool. And do you have anything else to say as far as like if somebody was thinking of either doing a group session or a one-on-one or having one of the free sessions where we just get real clarity for them about what they want, or the class, the Enlighten Up and Get What You Want class, anything, if you were talking to somebody, like, you had your friend, well, what would you have anything to tell somebody if they're dealing with a certain kind of thing, or if they're looking for something, any advice for people? If you want to give advice, you don't have to give advice.
I usually love to give advice, so I think the fact that I'm doing a video thing is pretty big because I avoid cameras.
Wow, that's big. That's awesome.
Like, I really avoid cameras, and so just the fact that I'm on camera talking to you and anybody else who might watch this is kind of a testament as to how much I believe in what you do.
Thank you.
And yeah, I just think you're an amazing healer, and I wish I could do more to support you.
Well, thank you. Thank you. That's really awesome. Thank you. Well, awesome, Kelly. Well, it's been really good to hang out with you, and thank you for sharing. It's been really, really good.
It's my pleasure.
Okay. Bye now.
Thanks, Ralph. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you.